Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Futuristic Approach. And today in this tutorial we will see some more functions in Python like format functions, join functions, lambda functions, map functions, reduce functions, and many more like that. So let us begin with that. So first thing we will see the format function. So come to your PyCharm. The format function is like, let's say we have a name and Gaurav. Then you have class. Instead of use single class, I'll write 5th standard. Okay, now this format function is similar to the f string. So in f string we had seen that you use the curly braces and then followed by the I'll just write it how we used to write. So for writing something we just write print and you write f and then followed by whatever things you want to write and curly braces inside that. So these were the things which used to happen in the f string, but now here earlier there used to be a format function for this when f string was not developed. So format function used to be there, and for that we have a syntax like, I'll just write a equals to just inside the quote the name of person is like this and he is studying in class. Okay, and then you write dot format and you pass the two arguments, that is the name and class, name, okay. Now when you run this, I'll just write print a. When you write print a, you see the name of person is Gaurav and he is studying in class 5th standard, this thing. All right, you can also give 0 and 1 as the argument. You can pass it over here. So first Gaurav will come and then name will come. If you write 1 and here you write 0, then it will be reversed. Just for sake of understanding, I am printing this. Name of person is 5th standard and he is studying in class Gaurav. So it has got reversed. So this order is can be given over here. So if you leave it blank, it will understand that it will be 0 and this particular will be 1. So let's 0 and this 1. So this is all about the format function, guys. Similarly, we have a join function. I'll just comment it out. So join function, let's say you have a list L1 and inside that you have some fruits name apple, then you have guava, then some name, let's say Saurav, and some Smriti, like that. Okay, so join function, what it does, the syntax of join function is like, I write sentence equals to, I'll write and then here I'll write dot join, okay, this L1. Now you see how it will print the things. I'll write print also. So print sentence. Okay, so run it. See apple and Saurav and Smriti, like that. So it just takes the thing and joins it along with the and, like Gaurav and. So if you write \n, then it will be printed in one below the others. So you see apple and Gaurav and Saurav and Smriti. All right, guys. So this is, if you don't give a space, it will not take space. Apple and Gaurav and Saurav and Smriti. So this was all about the join function. Moving on to this another function, that is the lambda function. Okay, so lambda function is similar to functions which we write with the help of def. But in Lambda function, it is very easy way to write a function. For example, if I write func and func equals to, I'll write lambda, and then I write the argument which I need to pass. Let's say I write a comma b, okay, and then expression. I want to have a summation of a comma b, so I'll just write a plus b. Now this will be easily used as a function. So if I pass a equals to some random value and b equals to some anything, and when I call func of a comma b, then you see the result. Let print func of a comma b, so it will print me the summation of these two, that is 44. So it is a very similar function, similar to the def function which you used to do in the previous classes. Similarly, if you want to have a multiplication between these two, you can put a comma b, a into b, and then it will print you the multiplication. So this was all about the lambda function, guys. So it is very easy to write, and you just have to put a lambda over here, and then what you want to give as an argument, followed by what expression you expect. If you write a minus b, it will do the subtraction. If you write a plus b, it will do the addition, and so on. So this is all about the lambda function. Right, guys, coming to mapping function. So I'll take one list, say let's say L1 equals to a list 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, okay, and let's say I have to get a square of all these items. A list L2, which should be equal to 1 square and comma 2 square, 3 square, and 4 square. That means 1 comma 4 comma 9 comma 16. So another one method is that I make a function def square and I take num, all right, and then it will return me num cross num, okay. So this is a function. But mapping function gives you a phenomenal kind of opportunity to convert this entire list into a square of this thing or cube of this thing, depending on what you want. So I'll just put list L2 equals to an empty list, okay. Then I'll write for item in L1, I'll write L2 dot append item, okay, and then I'll print L2, then it will print me the entire this thing, which is square of this thing. So L2 def square sum for item in L1, L2 dot append item, sorry, square of item, okay. Now when I print L2, it will give me 1, 4, 9 and 16. But this is somewhere around some 4 or 5 lines of code. But in mapping function, guys, we can do it in one line. And what I'll do, I'll simply write, I'll have this one function. Instead of for loop going to then making an empty list, then making for loop, then appending it, I'll simply write print list of map of square and the name of the list, that is L1. In our case L1, yeah, L1. That's it. And see the magic. Sorry, 1, 4, 9 and 16. Simple. This one line of code has done its job instead of writing these 4 lines of code. All right, so this is the power of mapping function. It's a very useful function. You can also try this also. If I comment it out, then you'll have 2 sets of such things, 1, 4, 9, 16, 1, 4, 9, 16. All right, so this is all about the mapping function, guys. So coming to another function, which is a filter function. So I'll just write filter function, okay. Now filter function, what it does, it filters out a particular thing from the list. So let's say you have a list L which is having some value, random value 12, 4, 23, 90 and 89, 100 also. Okay, so filter function, as the name suggests, it simply filters out some of the item from it. So if I make some function, let's say I write func equals to, I'll write lambda and some that's item, some argument a, and it should be a is greater than 30. That is the expression. Okay, this is a simple function, lambda a is greater than 30. All right, now the filter function, if I write, I'll simply write print list of filter, then func comma L. So it's similar to the mapping function, but in mapping function we used to change the value. Here we are not changing the value, we are just filtering out the things. All right, so if I write like this, invalid syntax somewhere, this will not be there, I'm sorry. Yeah, now I'll run it, you see. So all those numbers whose value is greater than 30 will be printed over here. So you see 12, 54, 23, 90, 89, 800. So only 12 and 23 will not be printed, rest all will be printed. So if I write less than 30, then you see only 12 and 23 will be printed. So this is all about the filter function. It filters out some a particular element from a list. So mapping function is similar to this. Instead of this one, we write map, but map function makes changes in the list. This function, filter function, doesn't make any changes, it just filters out. So don't get confused in this. Both are syntax wise, both are same, but different in their approach and functions. All right, then coming to the reduce function, guys. So I'll come to a list. Let's say L equals to 1, a list of 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so in reduce function, what we have to do, we'll have to import the reduce. So I'll write from reduce, from func tools, import reduce. Okay, sorry. So now we have imported the reduce. So now L equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I make a function. Let's say I make a function sum, and I write it as lambda a number a, which will give me an expression, or I'll write a comma b, and this will be printed a plus b. So this is an argument, and this is what is going to do. So it will add the two items. Now when I have to reduce this particular list, so I'll simply write value equals to reduce, and I'll write sum, that function which we had defined over here, this one, followed by the name of the list, that is L. Okay, now when I do print value, so what it will do, first thing it will go to this number and this number, 1 and 2. So it will add 1 plus 2, that is 3. After 3 it will take another number, that is this 3. So 3 plus 3 will give 6, and then finally 6 plus 4 it will give 10. So when I run this, it should print 10. You see here. If I write 40, then it will subsequently it will change to 46. All right, so because till here it is 6, and 6 plus 40 is 46. Similarly, you can change it and it will give you a sum of this thing. So it is very important to see what expression we are using it and how that particular function is behaving. So for reducing, if you want this thing, you can definitely change a into b also, and if you do so, you'll have to, I'll just change it as multiply lambda a b, and it will do the multiplication between these two numbers. So value reduce mul l, and then when I print the value, it will multiply accordingly. 11 and 21, then that number will multiply with this, then again the entire number will multiply with 40. So this was all about the reduce function, guys. So till here we had seen reduce functions, filter functions, then we had seen format functions, join function, lambda function, and mapping functions. So this was all about the functions, and we have come to an end of this advanced chapter, barring one chapter, which is virtual environment, which will be telling you in the next class. I'll show you with how to create a virtual environment and how we can install different version of the same software in two different environments, and how it is useful in the software development process. So that was all about this class, guys, and I'll see you in next class with the virtual environment functions and how to create virtual environment. That we will be seeing in the next class. So till then, take care, see you, and like and subscribe my channel if you like the video.